Never break, always fight, never quit, do it right, play the game, win it life, have no shame, there's no time, feel the pain, live the grind.
Welcome back guys to the Minecraft Military Force, and today we're going to do a vehicle collection review of Black Knight. He calls this World Vehicle Archive, and he's basically built a lot of military vehicles like surface-to-air missiles, tanks, fighter jets, bombers, and he's been posting a lot on Planet Minecraft, so I thought, I'd give this a review. And apparently Black Knight is also Ukrainian, so that's pretty cool. I didn't even know. I just asked him, what's your nationality yesterday? He's like, I'm Ukrainian. So that is pretty interesting. Take that, Skrinik Dmitry. But anyways, let's get started on the review. Alright, so let's get started here in the front where we have this S-300 surface-to-air missile. And he even has flags over here, Ukraine and Russia. This is the S-300 PS. So this is the launcher erector, and he even has it in the firing modes. And there's actually holes inside the tubes for the missiles. That's a pretty interesting way to build it. And then he also has the radar, I suppose, or the command control fire station. Oh, these two are actually the same thing. So that thing just lifts up like that. And then here we have the Patriot Pack 3. From the USA, yeah. And then here's like that. Apparently this one is in a camouflage version, and it's probably the German one. Yep, Pack 3 from Germany, sent to Ukraine. And then next up we have some row of, okay, this is the British Mastiff PPV. Apparently that means Protected Patrol Vehicle. So this one has a lot of this slat armor on the sides. And then we have the American MATV MRAP. Look at that. Design painted in the tan color. And here we have the HIMARS, which is also painted in tan. But he does need to make the, the forest green one. I don't think I ever seen the tan ones in Ukraine. Then here is the M270 MLRS multiple launch rocket system. And then we have the Israeli Sholev V1. And then we have the Markava Mark 1B, the older Israeli tank. And then we have the M1129. So this looks to be a Striker, also painted in tan. And then here is the MGS Striker, I suppose, with the main mobile gun system like that. And then here is another Striker. It's an infantry carrier version. And here we have the South Korean. This is the K9 Thunder. I do need to build one of them of my own. Take a look at that. South Korean made, which they're dominating in the market. I think they own the market share for 50% of the world. And then here we have the CV9030 from Finland. Take a look at that. And then the Israeli Achzarit. I've never heard of that, but that's what it looks like. Maybe he has some connection to Israel as well, because there are a lot of Israeli builds in this map, by the way. And then next up here we have the T-64BV. Ukraine, they use a lot of T-64s. And this is the 2017 version apparently. So it has those Ukrainian camouflage markings. And then here is this T-64 from like the Soviet Union and Ukraine, so they're plain green, which I'm more used to. I think you'll see a lot more of these. And then next up we have the Japanese Type 81C. This is a Japanese surface-to-air missile. There also is the Type 90 tank. Take a look at that. Then here is the Type 87. It's kind of like a Gepard, but it's Japanese. Alright, so on the next row we have some Russian stuff, like the T-90M. This is in the Nikita, which has a radar absorbent material, so kind of like a cloth they put over it, and there's a lot of these leaves for camouflage. I do need to build one myself. And then here's the T-90M 2023 version of it. And then here's another one. This is the 2020 version of it. So between the two, I don't know. It's a little hard to tell the difference between them. It looks like in the back they changed it up a little bit. This one has bars, this one has a lot of heads. And then next we have the 2017 version, and it looks like this one doesn't have the side armor. Then we have the T-90S, so I believe this is like the export version. And then we have a T-90A Vladimir, like that, with the Stora 1 countermeasures. And then here we have the T-72B3M and the T-73B3 2016 version and the 2013 version. So he has a couple of different T-72B3s. Then we have the AMX-10RC, which France donated to Ukraine. And then we have the M113, this armored personnel carrier, and another one painted in the woodland camouflage, and another one which is like a command outpost. And then we have the YPR-765 from the Netherlands, which is a derivative of the M113. And then here is the Caesar howitzer. Take a look at that. It's interesting, he also uses like Steve heads as part of the camouflage. Then we have this blue ZBD-05. I have no idea what that is, but it looks like it's in the UN peacekeeping forces maybe, I don't know. Then we have the M1A1 Abrams tank, American main battle tank, and the M88 Hercules, which is the armored recovery vehicle. And then last but not least is the Neptune anti-ship missile, and this is the prototype version of it used by Ukraine. But yeah, that's it for the ground forces. Now let's take a look at the air. So let's go here on this side. So right over here we have the Russian or Soviet Tu-160. I think in Russian they call it the White Swan, but native we call it the Blackjack, which is ironic because it's not black at all, it's white. You know, White Swan makes a lot more sense in the naming. Take a look at the livery. Pretty nice. I have not built one of these before, so maybe I'll get to that one day. And then here is the Tu-22 M3 bomber. So this is a Soviet bomber, really old school. I need to work on one as well. Here's how it looks like. Look at the engine afterburners. Pretty cool looking design. All right, so now let's move on to this section here. So this section is all Russian apparently. So right here in the front we have some Su-27 fighter jets, and he has different versions. This one he calls the S version, and this one's the SM version. And then here we have the Su-30 SM-2. So this is, I guess, a newer fighter jet they're producing, and here's it in black. Then right over here, this is the Su-33 for the Admiral Kuznetsov for Russian Navy Aviation. And then here is the Su-34 bomber. Now this is just pure Russian, not Soviet no more. And then here's the Su-35S. So it's also one of the newer ones. You could tell because the horizontal stabilizers, they are gray. And then here, I guess this is another one. This one has the red star in the back. I think it's like a prototype version of it, one of the early models. And then here we have the MiG-29. And then here's another MiG-29. This is a UB version. I think that means it's like a double cockpit version. Double pilot in the cockpit. And then here, what is this thing moving up? The Yak-141 from Yakolev, which is like a vertical takeoff and landing aircraft. Then we have the Mi-28N. So this is the Russian Havoc. That's the NATO reporting name, their attack helicopter version of the Apache. And then here it looks like another MiG-29. So he has a couple of different versions. And then here we have the Su-25 Frogfoot, which is an attack aircraft from the Soviet Union. And then here's another one, but it's Russian apparently. And if you guys want to download this map for yourself, it's actually free on Planet Minecraft. I'll leave a link in the description and you can read like all the little names. And then over here we have the Mi-24V Hind. So this is a Soviet attack helicopter. Pretty nice design. And then next to that we have the P version of it, which is the gunship variant. So there's no gun in the center, it's actually to the side, 30mm. And then next up we have the Mi-35M. So it's like kind of like an export version of the Mi-24, kind of modernized. Alright, so next up we have the US section. So right over here we have some F-4 Phantoms, you know, Cold War era fighter jets, a couple of different liveries. I think it's like the Jolly Rogers right there. That's pretty cool looking AE. And then here we have the YAH-64, which I don't know what that is. Maybe it's like a prototype of the Apache. And then here is the actual Apache A version of it. And then here is the D version, which is the most, or actually second most modern one. I think the most modern one is like E. This guy does like to make the different variants of the aircraft. And then here we have the F-15C and the F-15E Strike Eagle, the F-16 Fighting Falcon, the C and the D versions. Just a longer cockpit. And over here is the F-15EX. So this is a livery. I have not actually seen this before. Why is it blue? And then we have the AH-1Z Viper, used by the Marine Corps, I believe. Then here's the F-14 Tomcat, another F-14, and then we have a UH-60 Black Hawk helicopter. Alright, so the next row we have the UK and Canada. Now I looked at these rows over here and they don't have really Canadian stuff, it's just British. And as well as this section, this says Australia, but there's no Australian stuff. So maybe that's like for future expansions. But anyways, for the British Royal Air Force, let's see what they got. They have the Tornado G4, GR4, the Tornado F3, then the Eurofighter Typhoon, like that. Looks to be another one, but it's a two-seater aircraft. And then last we have an Apache helicopter, the British version of it. And you can see on the tails they have the Royal Air Force markings. Right, so the next section we have France and a bunch of other countries, maybe Italy, we'll see. So right over here we have the Mirage 2000C. This is actually what they're going to send to Ukraine pretty soon, maybe late 2024, maybe next year, I don't know. Apparently that's the S4 and this is an S5 version of it. And this one is the 2000DR1. And it's a MiG-29 from Hungary. And then here is the AH-129. It's an Italian attack helicopter. And I just realized that Italy and Hungarian flags, they're just sideways from each other. Just because Minecraft, they have limited colors, they kind of look similar. And then we have the Nordic countries. Now, it doesn't really say what this one belongs to, but it's just an AWACS early airborne warning system. Then next up, we have Germany, Belgium. So right over here, we have some tornadoes in different camouflage. See on the tails has the German flag insignia. And we have a Eurofighter Typhoon. And this one's another Eurofighter Typhoon. And then here's an F4F ICE. And the Belgium F-16AM. Alright, next up we have some Asian countries like Japan, Korea, and I guess China. So right over here we have some Chinese planes, the J-11A fighter jet, the JH-7A, and the Japanese F-15J, the South Korean F-15K, the Chinese J-16, and the Japanese Apache basically, and then Kawasaki T4 looks to be a trainer, and the UH-60 Black Hawk, but it's Japanese, and then Kawasaki OH-1 Ninja. Actually, I didn't know they actually called this a Ninja. Alright, so next up we have Israel and Turkey. Right over here we have some Israeli F-16 fighter jets. Bunch of those. And then we have the Apache. This one's like fully loaded out. Look at all these bombs. Look at that blue. Actually, I'm not sure how he did this. It's like an item frame or something. What is this? Here's like a display entity. He had that insignia. Then we have the Turkish Bayraktar TB2. And then we have an F4 Phantom. This is a Kurnas 2000, which is like it's an Israeli modification. And here's an F-15. Maybe another F-15. And some more attack helicopters. This one's Turkish apparently. A T-129 attack. Alright, so next up we have Ukraine, Romania, Poland, Czechia. So here's like a Ukrainian, the Su-27 flanker. It's a Frogfoot Su-25, it's the M1. And we have some Polish F-16, so we got that checker mark pattern in the back. And then we have the Ukrainian MiG-29 Fulcrum. And this one is the MU-1, and this one is the UB, the MU-1 UB, so just another seat in the cockpit. And we have an F-16, this is sent to Ukraine, this is the AM version. So you got the Ukrainian trident in the back, and the roundels on the wings, and then here is a UH-60 Black Hawk, which this one is pretty blue. I'm not sure if it actually looks like that. And then right over here is the special section. So right in the front we have this Ace Combat fighter jet, and this is apparently the ADFX-1 Morgan, Ace Combat 7, so it's a pretty cool aircraft. But you probably won't see this anytime soon in real life. Then we have a Su-33 from Evangelion. So this guy must watch a lot of anime if he's building Evangelion stuff in here. And this is also from Ace Combat 7 CFA-44. Yeah, I don't know what this is, but it looks pretty cool. So that's it for my review of Black Knight's Vehicle Archive map. Again, if you guys want to download this, I'll leave a link to his Planet Minecraft page in the description down below. Definitely, it was a pretty cool collection, and I was really surprised there's actually a created military builder who's actually good at his job, and actually sent me a newer version than the one on Planet Minecraft, so thanks to him for doing that. But yeah, hope you guys enjoy the video. If you do, hit that like button down below, subscribe if you haven't already, join our Discord, and I'll see you guys in the next one.